So if you're separated or your partner's asked for a divorce, or you know that you're going to be separated soon if something doesn't change. So what happens when people get separated? This is typically what happened to me, and what I see in other people is whenever whenever my wife told me she was going to leave, I switched into gear where I was like, when I realized that that was actually true, that she wasn't kidding this time, I started to see, especially after she left, I started to see all the ways that things that I could have done differently. I started to see all the ways that I was wrong, how I hadn't given her attention, how I hadn't um, been present, how I hadn't been caring, how I wasn't kind. I was able to see all the ways that I wasn't there for her in so many ways. And it's funny how that comes up for us whenever we are faced with maybe a fear of somebody leaving, where we start to see our own selves in a different way. Maybe for me, I was hard hearted for a long time and blamed my wife for a lot of the things that were happening in my life and my feelings. I blamed a lot of my feelings on her. When she left, it was an amazing experience. It was also very painful, but it was amazing because it gave me a new perspective on myself. And maybe this is happening for you. Maybe this is something that's going on for you. Um, but that's not a bad thing. And people want to know, how do you save your marriage? How do you save a marriage that's failing? How do you save a marriage when one partner says they're consistently saying they want a divorce or they've left? How do you save a marriage from that? And there's only one way. And you don't know if you it, people say, can I save my marriage? And I don't think anybody can really know that 100% for sure, but there's only one way to find out. And you have to go all in. You have to go all in. It's the only way. It's the only way that you can ever find out if your marriage is salvageable, if your relationship is salvageable. It's the only way is to go all in. You have to give everything you have. You have to give 195,000%. There's no such thing, but you have to give everything you have. You have to love from the deepest part of yourself to find out whether or not your relationship is salvageable, because it's easy to blame the other person. It's easy to point the finger. You know what's hard to do? It's hard to take responsibility for our own selves and our own feelings and our own thoughts and our own experience, and to serve the person that we're with at 100%. It's easy to say, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, I'm not getting all these things. That's easy to do. We know how to do that. That's easy. But try giving 100% everything you have to serve that other person, and try that for 3 months. And it may turn. There's so many experiences that we can have that break trust. Little bits over time, sometimes big experiences that break massive trust. And how do you come back out after that? Love and forgiveness are the keys, but how do we tap into that? How do we tap into that, especially maybe when we weren't shown that growing up? How do we find that connection to love and forgiveness to the people that are closest to us? And it starts with ourselves. It starts with us. First, we have to learn how to love and forgive ourselves. And that's the hardest thing I've found for myself, is to love and forgive myself. I can love and forgive strangers pretty easily, but the people closest to me, especially myself, very difficult. It's been a difficult journey, but it's been worth it. And it takes a lot of work. It takes effort. It's taken time. It's taken energy. It's taken money. I've spent a lot of money on my own growth. I've spent a lot of time on my own growth and healing and the journey that I've been on. And I continue to do that because there's so much more to be uncovered to be able to get close to myself. But if you can't spend time with yourself alone quietly, you're going to have a hard time spending time with your partner quietly. And that's okay. This is not a judgment, just an observation to see that's part of the challenge. How do we take 100% responsibility for our own thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and then raise our energy level so we can serve our partner? We always want our partner to serve us. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. But the real goal of a relationship is to share and to serve. So here we are. How do you do that? Go all in, 100%. I want to just come here today and share a little bit about that. If you'd love to have a conversation, if you'd like just to connect, we can set up a time and talk and connect. I'd love to connect with you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. You can change that at any time. And if you're not, give me a connection. We'll get connected and talk and see what you got going on. So thank you so much. Love you all and hope you're having a good one. Thanks. Bye bye.